From our studios in Atlanta, this is CBT News.
Eric Nakbar is the president and CEO of Helion Automotive Technologies and joins us now to discuss a new warning to dealers regarding hackers targeting social media posts. Eric, welcome back to CBT News.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so often here on CBT News, we discuss the huge impact that dealerships have with engaging in social media. In fact, it's encouraged. We even have a show called Auto Marketing Now where we focus on the effects of social media. But now you're warning dealers, if you do engage, watch out for the hackers upping their game. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, the hackers have, over the years, what they've really had a lot of success with is getting people to click on links. That's really what they want to do. Because when you click on a link, then they are able to get you to bypass all of the security measures that dealers typically have, firewalls and things like that, and they get you to install software right on the computer. And really what they're after with that is passwords and bank account information. So they do it via email, and now they're getting smart and doing it via social media.
Okay, well, I'm glad you mentioned the firewall. Can security software and firewalls prevent this type of attack?
So you get some measure of protection. So again, in dealerships, we're still seeing a lot of dealers that don't have local security software. So they don't have antivirus installed on the computers, believe it or not. They are not updating the Microsoft security patches. So they'll give you some measure of protection, but a lot of this stuff, it bypasses that too.
Well, this is probably something that people might believe is okay, unlike opening an email. They understand that, but this is coming from their Facebook feed, right?
Right. So what the hackers will do is they'll kind of jump in on conversations either on Facebook or on Twitter that are relevant to the person that's having the conversation, and they'll pass them links. And then people just instinctively, they see a link and they click it, and then wham, they've got bad stuff on their computer.
Yeah, and these hackers are smart because the subject line or the topic is something interesting and not just, hey, an African prince wants to give you all this money. I mean, they're getting creative, aren't they?
They absolutely are. They're going to websites and they're figuring out who you're connected to. So they'll do it on social media, they'll do it on dealership websites. And we've seen dealers get links and emails, all these different medium that look like they're coming from a colleague or even from the dealer principal.
Yeah, that's sad because you always have to watch out now with something so innocent. Okay, so Eric, dealerships are a prime target, like you said, for things like this with hackers looking to steal bank account information. Tell us about the phishing test that you guys recently conducted. That's interesting.
Yeah, so the test we did was, it was pretty nasty. What we did is we sent an email to everyone in the dealerships. We sent about 125 people an email, and it looked like it was coming from the dealer. And it said, hey, there's an extra bonus. We need you to sign in. You can see what your bonus amount is. And we had about 10 people click the link. So that's the first thing, right, that we're warning against is you don't want people clicking any links to begin with. And then of those 10 people, 3 of them actually entered their credentials, their username and password to access the network. So complete compromise had that been a true hacking email.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm sure that's what their dealer principal said or their managers, right? Okay, so here's the thing with what you just said with that test. Educating employees is obviously and probably the best way to prevent something from happening. But can you recommend some other tips that maybe dealers aren't aware of or should be aware of?
Yeah, I would say like the biggest ones are, it really does come back to education, kind of constantly talking about what's out there. There are online services that you can subscribe to that will actually periodically send these tests into your business and then show you who failed and also give education. So kind of make the people that fail that test, take a little online class that kind of remediates and gives them education. The other big things dealers can do are making sure that your computers are locked down so that employees don't have administrative access to the PCs, and then making sure you have a really rock solid cloud-based antivirus service, which again, a lot of dealers don't have.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Eric Nakbar is our security expert. Whenever we have questions or concerns, we bring him on. He's also the president and CEO of Helion Automotive Technologies. Eric, we appreciate you giving us this warning and jumping on with us.
My pleasure. It's glad to be here with you.
Thank you for watching the official news source of the retail automotive industry, CBT News.